Good morning. Thank you for being with us this morning. We're so excited that we just got done with our Bible classes here at the building in person again. So we're starting to get back to normal. And Pew Packers is still going to all be pre recorded and will be shown before services. Normally we start Pew Packers at 10:20, but since we've got classes ending at 10:15 and worship starting at 10:30, we'll probably maybe make Pew Packers a little bit shorter and start around 10:23 to 10:25 to give people a chance to get up and take a break after class and to be back to participate and to watch Pew Packers. So I hope you guys are ready to jump into this and we'll get started. When I was a little child, no higher than your knee, my mother bought a box of crayons just for me. I picked 'em up, I opened 'em up, I looked way down inside, and the colors there reminded me of Jesus when he died. Oh, red is the color of the blood that he shed. Brown's for the crown of thorns they placed upon his head. Blue is for royalty which in him did dwell. Yellow's for the Christian who's afraid to tell. I colored and I colored till my crayons were all gone. And now that I'm much older, the memory lingers on. And when I see a little child with crayon box in hand, I tell them what it means to me. I hope they understand. Oh, red is the color of the blood that he shed. Brown's for the crown of thorns they placed upon his head. Blue is for royalty which in him did dwell. Yellow's for the Christian who's afraid to tell. So don't be a Christian who's afraid to tell. Matthew, Mark, Luke, and John, Acts and the letters to the Romans, 1st and 2nd Corinthians, Galatians and Ephesians, Philippians, Colossians, 1st and 2nd Thessalonians, 1st and 2nd Timothy, Titus and Philemon, Hebrews, James, 1st and 2nd Peter, 1st and 2nd and 3rd John, Jude and Revelation. Jesus loves the little children, all the children of the world. Red and yellow, black and white, they are precious in his sight. Jesus loves the little children of the world. Jesus died for all the children of the world. Red and yellow, black and white, they are precious in his sight. Jesus died for all the children of the world. Jesus rose for all the children of the world. Red and yellow, black and white, they are precious in his sight. Jesus rose for all the children of the world. So now we're going to have our Bible story, so let's jump right into that. Good morning. This story this morning is a story of Moses and the Israelites crossing the Red Sea. You can find this story in Exodus chapter 14. Moses was looking after his sheep one day when he saw fire in a bush, but the bush did not burn up. So he went closer to look, and God talked to him from the bush. "Take off your shoes, for this is holy ground," said God. "Go and tell Pharaoh to let my people go, and I will help you." Moses did what God told him to do. Now, if you remember, we studied this story a few weeks ago. Do you remember that story? So Moses told Pharaoh, "God has sent me to tell you to let God's people go." But Pharaoh said, "No, I will not let them go." Now, if you remember, we studied the 10 plagues that happened in Egypt a few weeks ago as well. You guys remember that? It was a two-parter. We had all the plagues that came on Egypt. Finally, Pharaoh said that the people needed to leave because all of these things were happening to them. But was Pharaoh happy that the people were gone? No, he wanted them back. So he sent soldiers to chase them and to try to bring them back. Pretty soon, the Israelites came to the Red Sea. Now, do you think it was really shallow? You think you could walk through it? No, it's a sea. It was very, very, very deep. So can you walk through that, or would you have to swim? And it's probably really, really big, right? So the soldiers were coming up behind him, and the people did not know what to do. So God told Moses to lift up his staff and that he would send a big, strong wind to blow a path in the sea. Now, not only did this make the water separate, but the ground was completely dry. Do you know how amazing that is? It's impossible for us to do, but with God, it is entirely possible. So then the Israelites walked safely across the dry path to the other side of the sea. But when the soldiers who were following the Israelites tried to cross across the path, the wind stopped, the water came crashing back down, and they were all killed. So they could not follow the Israelites anymore. So God helped Moses just like he promised. When God promises something to us, does he always keep it or just sometimes keep his promise? Of course, he always keeps his promises to us. He also looks out for his children and his followers, those that will follow him and do his will and the things that he has asked us to do, just like he did for the Israelites. They came to the Red Sea and they had no way of crossing, but God told Moses to raise his staff and he would part the sea, and they walked across on dry ground. It's an amazing story showing not only the power of God, but the trust that we need to put in God each and every day. Thank you so much for going through this story with us. So, what did you guys think of that Bible story? That was a great story, wasn't it? I'm really enjoying this. I'm so glad that we can be back to having classes, and I really look forward to the day that we can all meet up here and have Pew Packers in person again. Jesus loves me, this I know, for the Bible tells me so. Little ones to him belong. They are weak, but he is strong. Yes, Jesus loves me. Yes, Jesus loves me. Yes, Jesus loves me. The Bible tells me so. Thank you for being with us today.